So when you think about scaling your business, you want to think about infrastructure. You also want to think, and infrastructure comes with making sure the right people in the right seat. It's policies and procedures. It's what are culture. It's products and services, not the deliverability, but more so also the quality. So all those things are important. But then you gotta look at it from a legal perspective too. Like, legally, is your business, watch this, watch what I'm about to say here. Legally, is your business set up the right way to serve and protect you? Listen here, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You can grow a business and you can make a ton of money. But if your business is not legally structured to protect you, it's only a matter of time. And here's why I say this to us, y'all. Because when I look at on Instagram, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of stuff about business, I'm gonna say this. In business, you'll go through different phases. In the beginning, you running straight off energy. You running off the fact that I found a gap in the world. I think I have a product and service that can serve the world. You love it. It's your baby. You can make a lot of money in that phase, but you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And then you'll get to the phase where you feel like, damn, I got to bring somebody else on because I'm doing this all by myself. You know what I'm saying? And so then you start bringing people in. The minute you get to the phase where you start bringing people in is the minute your business is taking on a new identity. Because now you have to make sure that the people, watch this, can serve the purpose of the business, the mission of the business, which is two different things. The purpose of the business is why I'm doing what I'm doing. The mission of the business is where we're going. Right, so two different concepts. Why we're doing what we're doing and where we're going. And then you take on another part of the business is, how do I serve the people who feed into the purpose of the business? Okay, right? So those are three different components of the business that you gotta take on. The minute you get there in that part, you gotta step outside of yourself. The reason why you gotta step out of yourself is because now you've taken that baby that you had and it is taken on another maturation phase. You're a new parent. Watch this. This is why grandparents are so important. Now watch how I line these two things up. As a new parent, there's so much you can do off instinct, and then there's so much that you learn from the people that came before you. Okay, hear me here. Nobody can tell a mother how to protect their child. Nobody can tell a father how to protect their child. You're going to do that instinctively. But there's certain measures that you can take that go outside of the, I guess, paternal instinct that you already have. Right? So that's where the idea, my dog Jose, my brother, this is where the concept comes from, hiring up. Right? Because now what happens is you put people in the business. Yeah, this person is good here. This person is good here. This person is going here. This person is good here. That's cool. Those people are good there. But watch this. Are they also new parents? Watch this. And even though they may not be new parents, what is their level of experience at parenting And you judge that by looking at the previous children that they've raised. Okay, watch where I'm about to go with this. Watch where I'm about to go with this. Watch where I'm about to go with this. Somebody can have 4 children, but that still don't make them a good parent. Don't make them a good parent, but they have experience parenting. You feel me? Oh, why? Cause man, I've been doing this 10 years. I've been doing this 15 years. Let me see your children. Let me see your children. And I will tell you how great of a parent you are. Okay, so watch this. So when you hire up, you go hire people when you say, let me look at the fruit that you have. Boy, look, me and Jose on the same page. As soon as I say fruit, he type fruit. Watch this. Let me look at the fruit that you bear. And that can tell me, right? So now as you doing your business, you got to say, hey, I'm a new parent, but I got to go get some people in my business that have produced good fruit. Now, here's what I will tell you. When you go find people in your business to bring your business and you judge them based on the fruit that they've produced, watch this. Those people come at a premium price. I'm talking to you about entrepreneurship, right? At a high level. Those people come at a premium price. So there's 2 things you do in this situation. You can, one, say, I'm going to just pay the premium price, which is not bad. Or you have to do something that you aren't comfortable with doing, which is, you go 2 ways with this. You say, 1, so you can't say, never say you don't have the money to do something. That's not the proper language to say it. Or you never want a person to feel like you can't afford them. That's not the proper language, because you're in business, you're making money. So your approach to it is, I'm strategically deploying money right now. And your skill and value is top tier, and I know I need it. So here's an offer that I'm willing to make. And if you're willing to take this offer, I know where we can go at. So let's say this person wants, $200,000 a year. You say, I'm not in that situation because I'm deploying so much into the business, but I can give you 125. And after we do 90 days, this is what success look like for me. In 90 days, after we do the 90 days, we see how you move the needle. Once we feel like we've moved the needle in a certain way, now let's talk about how we can be partners in the longevity of the business. You feel what I'm saying? Or you come back and say, we do some performance indicator. You can get real creative without just spinning a huge balloon in the beginning, because remember, your business needs oxygen. Now here's the dope part about that. When you go get somebody who has already bared great fruit, and you do a really good job at explaining the mission and the purpose, then what you can do is they'll immediately connect to your vision and purpose, and they'll say, hey, so watch this, a person that has bared good fruit before, they can look at your business and immediately appraise where you're going to be at in the next 5-10 years, and they already know what their value can be inside your business in the next 5-10 years. So they may say something like, you know what? I'm not going to take the 200 right now, because here's what I do know. I'm willing to take that 125. I'm willing to take that 150 right now, but they going to leverage themselves on the back end of it. And that's what you want. Because you don't want to just not pay nobody who you know going to take your business to the next level. But you want to bring them in, and you say, hey, on the back end, I'll put you in on it. And now it gives them incentive to take the business where they got to go at. And now that's how you slowly implement people in your business that can help you go to the next level. Because a person who really want to see you grow, that's the thing about a business, y'all. People are always looking for communities. Your business, look at your business as a community. What type of community is your business? What type of community is your business? Once you understand the type of community that your business is, you can attract those type of people, but you got to figure out how to negotiate with those people to bring them in. So you say, hey, yo, I can't bring you into 200 right now. If I bring you in at 200 right now, you're going to suffocate the business and I'm going to go broke. And if that person say, well, I can't come, then guess what? That's a win-win for you, because that ain't the person you really wanted in your community for your business. While you appreciated their expertise, they was willing to smother you for their own gain. That ain't good. That ain't who you want. You don't want somebody who's willing to smother you for their own good. That's a selfish person. So even though they're great at what they do, you're not taking away from their value, but they don't. You feel me? And that's okay. That's cool. You want somebody that's willing to say, hey, yo, I see you sacrificing. You want to bring me in. I'm going to take this business where I got to go at when it comes to what I need to do with it. And I see myself being here 5 years. I see myself because I know what I can do. And a person who know what they can do, when you bring them in like that, they going to take your business to the next level to where you going to feel like, they going to want you to feel like, watch this, what I'm about to tell you. They going to be so good at what they do, and you going to see them move the needle in your business so much, you going to look for ways to incentivize them before that time is up. And that's how both people meet. So a great deal, watch what I'm about to say here right here. A great deal is not when you get over somebody on somebody. A great deal is when both parties make the compromise. A great deal and a great negotiation is when you've compromised and I've compromised. We both have given up something to get the thing that we both really want. That's a great deal. That's when you know you put a good deal in. So when you bring in somebody who an all-star player to your team, and you like, I know they work 200 a year. Right, but I don't got the 200 right now. How can I strategically negotiate a deal with this person to bring this person in my business that's going to help me move the needle in here, and I can compensate them at a later date so we can move the needle now? That's scale. That's scale. So scale is not about just the product itself. It's how do you bring people in that can incubate the whole thing. That's how you scale. Me, what's good, man? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's scale. And so the thing that I think about when I think about entrepreneurs today is, and that's one of the things we gonna do, is we gonna really focus on, because I'm learning so much here. I'm learning so much, man. From hiring, negotiating, I'm bringing some dope ass people in to help me do what I gotta do. And like, when I look back at the entrepreneur landscape for us right now, I just see a lot of people telling us how to sell. I don't see people showing us how to turn our companies into communities that cultivate talent. And one of the greatest things that you can have, in your business, when you know your business is clicking on all cylinders, when you know everybody show up with purpose, right? When you know everybody's showing up like, hey, we that step closer to taking over the world, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't feel that about your business, if you don't feel that about your business, if your business is starting to exhaust you, if your business is starting to weigh you down, I can almost guarantee you, as a founder, you got people in the wrong seat. As a founder, if your business is weighing you down, if your business is exhausting you, if your business is driving you crazy, if you get discouraged, you probably got people in the wrong seat and you trying to do too much. Now, delegation is a process, because delegation gonna cost you, right? But immediately the right people in your business start just taking stuff off your plate. Hey, let me handle that. And it's not just taking it off your plate. It's taking it and doing what needs to be done. When you start feeling like, hey, I can let this person take that and know it's gonna get done. Because we need, as the CEO, as the founder, I like to call myself a founder. I remember I took this business masterclass It's 2-day weekend. They said if you haven't made 200, they said if you haven't made 100 million to 200 million in your business, you should never call yourself a CEO. And that blew my brain. It blew my brain. I've never called myself a CEO since then. Never. I haven't called myself a CEO since then. I call myself a founder. I actually look at us like a startup business. Yeah. And this dude did 9 figures. He said, hey, if you haven't, I think when I went, they had probably hit 2 billion in revenue. But they was like, if you haven't did 100 million to 200 million in business, you should not call yourself a founder. And I asked, I said, why is that? They said, because as a CEO of a business, if you got a right CFO, if you got a right COO, if you got a right chief of staff, if you have a right chief talent officer, if you have a right legal team, if you have a right HR team, if you have a right accounting team, you probably at about 5 million or more just in base salary. Anyway, he said you would probably be anywhere between 2 to 5 million just on base salary, and that's not counting the lower level positions. So how you a CEO? And them people, you got to be. Then we went into it. He was like, so you got to be getting at least a 3 to 5x on what they bring in, because everybody in here should be everybody in your company. So here's what you got to understand too, and it's me. Everybody in your company moves revenue or takes it away from the business, one way or another. Everybody in your business, even the janitor. Here's why. So you got a building, and the people come in there, and the building is dirty. The people don't come away no more. The janitor just took revenue away from the building, which then falls on the building manager, because the building manager is probably over the janitor. Who are your people? So now the building manager and the janitor has now taken business away from the business. They drove revenue away. But if somebody come in and the ambiance is really good, that means and the bathrooms are clean, and everything is clean and tidy. And then the people who now, when they come in, they get presented a certain way, they get welcomed. Now the building manager and the customer experience person has done a great job. They drove revenue to the business. So everybody in your business either drives revenue or take it away. So you gotta ask yourself, at what level, who are your major drivers and who are your minor drivers? Your major drivers gonna be a little bit more expensive than your minor drivers, but your minor drivers are essential to your business as well. So everybody in your business is gonna drive revenue to your business one way or another. And so when he told me about the C-suite situation, I was like, damn, okay, I get it. I get it. So that's why I call myself a CEO. I call myself a founder. Because he said you're not making 100 million. If you haven't made 100 million to 200 million, like why would you call yourself a CEO? You're a founder. You're a startup. You're a founder. And I was like, wow. It then made me think about something. We live in an era where people get caught up in titles. I'm the CEO of this. I'm the CEO of that. But you can't negotiate a deal. Your business is not legally structured. You don't have a hiring process. You don't have a firing process. You don't got an HR process. You're not legally set up the right way. You're not tax structured the right way. How you a CEO, fam? You just know how to make money. Big difference. Big difference. And then you start to ask yourself, how sustainable is that? How sustainable is that? Because watch this. When you get caught up in titles, here's what we also learn. Titles demand certain salaries. Titles demand certain salaries. So do you want to pay a person for a title, or would you rather pay a person for their skill set? I would rather pay a person for a skill set, because somebody can come to you and say, I'm a CFO as a title and require CFO money, but really and truly they're just a bookkeeper or a financial controller. The title made you give them CFO money, but the skill set told you that they was a CFO or a bookkeeper. Big difference. Don't pay people for titles in your business. Pay people for skill sets, because skill sets move quality of revenue. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to help y'all out right now. I'm trying to talk to y'all right now. I'm trying to talk to y'all right now. I'm telling y'all, this is a business class I'm giving y'all right now. Really giving you a business class right now. Really giving you a business class right now. feel what I'm saying? Because I've just been doing this for a little minute. I've had the privilege of having an 8-figure year before, and I've had the privilege of, going through every emotion of being a founder of a business, and the frustrations of trying to hire the right people, the frustrations of having people in the wrong seat, the frustrations of feeling like, man, I got to do it by myself, those frustrations. And so I'm like, man, why nobody don't ever talk about that? Right? Why nobody don't talk about that? All right, I've been here for a minute. Let me move out. So that's what I want, Like, for me, I feel like we can be great entrepreneurs if we I think the thing that keeps us from being great entrepreneurs, if I'm being honest, is we live in right now. I think that right now we are living in an era where people just focus on us making money. That. I'm not mad at that because we need money. America is a hard place. It's an expensive place to live. But I think so many key entrepreneur lessons are missed. And that's why so many people fail, right? I think so many lessons are missed. I think so many lessons are missed because of that. I feel like we get into it, y'all. I'm hoping I picked up everything you put down. Everything. I think I did. Listen, I just want us to know that, so entrepreneurship is gonna challenge you. So now, when people say entrepreneurship is hard, I kind of don't agree with them on that. But I think it's supposed to challenge you because your business is supposed to challenge societal norms, right? Your business is supposed to challenge norms. So I think that entrepreneurship is supposed to challenge, right? So I think entrepreneurship is the greatest sport that we could ever play. I will say this: only the strong gonna survive. Only the strong gonna survive. That's without a doubt. But that's what you want out of your vision. That's what you want out of the thing that God put in you, right? Like, how many times you say to yourself, watch this, all my people who feel like, and here's the thing, everybody not gonna be entrepreneurs. Guess what? Entrepreneurs need dope people to help them build. So while everybody not an entrepreneur, I do need dope people that can help me build it. Dope people that build with me. Dope people that can say, hey, and then your job as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a leader, is to make those people in your business community call your business home. This is home. This is where I go to work. This is where I help influence the world. This is where I help the move. That's what you want. And so your job as a founder and a leader, from my perspective, is to attract good people in your business. 2, train and cultivate those people. And then 3, use those people to change. And Queen, I believe that. Justin Blue, I believe that your business is supposed to challenge societal norms. I believe that, brother. And here's why. If you come from, let's say you come from, let's not even say poverty. Let's just say you come from, middle to lower class. They make the best entrepreneurs. We make the best entrepreneurs. You know why? Because we see the gaps. You know why? What I feel like what I do is so important. It's not even about what I do. It's about what I do tied to the language and the way that I do it. Because I said, as a street dude that came from the street, literally, nobody wasn't talking to me. Nobody never talked to me about money. Nobody talked to me about investing. Nobody talked to me about nothing like that. Nobody increased my financial literacy. So there's a gap right there. Wow. What if I can fill that gap? Boom. Ministry in the marketplace. There you go. There you go. There you go. So, whatever that is, that's what I mean by your business is supposed to challenge societal norms. So the norm where I came from was nobody talked about investing in real estate. Nobody talked about investing in stocks. Nobody talked about none of that. So me changing societal norm is, okay, now we're going to be the business. Watch this. Watch this. We're going to be the financial arc that goes through each one of those dead seas and smooth some things around. And so one of my things I'll be telling my people is, we are building a financial arc, y'all. We are building a financial arc, and God gave us precise measurements. God gave us precise measurements on how to build this thing. And that's the thing with your business.